Alright. A lot of people tend to carry big bulky lanyards on their knives, and sometimes for the excuse of wanting to have extra paracord attached to them, you know. And that's fine if that's what they like, but personally for me, I don't like that. I don't like extra things hanging off my knives too much to get hung up, but the functionality of a lanyard is pretty important. So this is a little method I use to lanyard up my knives. It's simple but effective. As you can see here, this is in the tight position where basically it minimizes how long the lanyard hangs off. But if we need to actually use the lanyard, a quick pull, and I got a full-length lanyard. I'm going to show you how I make that real quick. Again, it's nothing fancy, but it's functional. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is take a piece of paracord. Alright, so what I'm going to do real quick is fuse the end off this. My battery is dying, of course. I don't know if I'm in the camera. We just heat it up, basically till it catches fire. Once it catches fire, we're going to let it burn down to where we want it, where that white is going to fuse with the outer layer. Blow it out, squeeze and pull, making a nice tight point. Alright. Alright, we just fuse that, or, I'm sorry, loop that through. On this side, we're going to make a quick overhand knot. And again, these aren't the most simple, or I'm sorry, most secure knots, but the way this works is when you're using the lanyard, the knots pull together tight and keep them tight together and prevent them from untying. Also, later, which I'm not going to do right now for this video, you could fold that over, if you can see that, fold that over and fuse it back to the knot itself, and that knot will not come untied. Alright, again, we're going to make another overhand knot on the opposite side. Very simple. Alright, the next step is to just adjust till we get to where we want it. We want to check, how does it feel? Too loose. Alright, so we're going to keep just adjusting. Adjust and readjust until we get it where we want it. Might have to slide that back a little. Let's try there. Too loose. Do it again. And we just keep doing this until we get it at the length we want. Which is, of course, a matter of personal preference. Alright, that looks good to me. So, put our hand in. It's where I want it. Functionally perfect. Not too much extra hanging off to get snagged up when it's being worn on the belt sheath or whatever. Alright. Simple now. Cut off the end. Untie it and refuse this end, and in the interest of not letting this battery die before the video is over, I'll just give you a quick demonstration here. With this one's already fused on both ends. As you can see, the knot is tight. When to open it, you just pull the two knots apart. You can adjust it down pretty much as short as you want for general carrying on the belt or whatever you need to do. Pull it out. Can you see that? Then to loosen it, just pull. Pull in the middle. The two knots come together. When they're pulled tight, they lock together. And there's nothing you can do. The two knots are pulling at each other, so they're just not going to come untied. And then, as you can see, I have this knot set up, and it's a little loose. I could tighten a little bit more in my backhand position. Perfect. And that's the way I like to paracord up my knives, lanyard up my knives, and simple but efficient. And not terrible gaudy knots hanging all over the place with extra paracord. I mean, if you want to carry extra paracord, there's plenty of ways to carry it on your gear. As far as on my knife, that's just not something I want to do. My knives are tools that I use, and having big extra chunks of crap hanging off them just so I have it, not really ideal to me. Don't get me wrong, paracord around my knife sheath, no problem. But on the knife itself, I'm not really a fan. So, there you go.